And salute. Two. The POW, MIA, and missing comrade flags will now be posted by the color guards. A POW, MIA empty chair is placed at all official meetings of the American Legion as a physical symbol of the thousands of American POW, MIAs still unaccounted for from all the wars and conflicts involving the United States of America. This is a reminder for all of us to spare no effort to secure the release of any American prisoners from captivity, the repatriation of the remains of those who died bravely in defense of liberty, and a full accounting of those missing. Let us rededicate ourselves to this vital endeavor. Uncover. Please join us in a moment of silence in memory of our missing comrades. Robert J. Burns, Edward J. Casey, Ronald L. Eberly, William V. Frezzi, Wayne A. Hennings, David L. Levan, Robert Paul, Frank R. Witters, Donald E. Zavakik. The chaplain will now offer a prayer.
Dear God, thank you for this day and for those that are gathered here tonight. Be with us in all our walks of life. Let us be attentive to all that join in this meeting. We ask that you guide us as members of this post tonight so that we might be productive in our discussions toward our goal of service to you, to our members, to our country, and to our community. Let us remember all our servicemen and women who have given the ultimate sacrifice, and for those who are still suffering in hospitals, nursing homes, and personal dwellings. Tonight, we especially pray for those that have been affected by the earthquake in Turkey and Syria, those who have lost family members and are mourning, those who are displaced in their homes. Guide us and be with us this evening. We ask this for God and country through your name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Please join in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Cover. We will now recite the preamble of the Constitution of the American Legion. For God
and country, we associate ourselves together for the following purposes: to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, to maintain law and order, to foster and perpetuate 100% Americanism, to preserve the memories and incidents of our associations in all wars, to inculcate a sense of individual obligation to the community, state, and nation, to combat the autocracy of both the classes and the masses, to make right the master of might, to promote peace and goodwill on earth, to safeguard and transmit to posterity the principles of justice, freedom, and democracy, to consecrate and sanctify our comradeship by our devotion to mutual helpfulness.
Adjutant, do we have a quorum?
Yes, we do. We have 45.
I now declare Area Post 298, the Department of Iowa, regularly convened. Sergeant of Arms, do we have any guests, visitors, or new members?
I am not aware of any, Commander.
Do we have any guests, visitors, or new members here for your first time on the meeting? All right, very well, thank you. The minutes of our meetings are published in the newsletter. Are there any corrections or amendments to the published minutes? Hearing none, the minutes will stand as published. Let's move into our committee reports, and we're going to start with membership from George Pena.
We are currently at 89% with 927 members. We need to remember about our buddy checks and retention of our new members, please.
Thank you. Post-activity entertainment, Mike Cleveland.
Commander, checking account is at $4,898. Just wrote a check to the general fund for $1,898. We have the omelet breakfast this Sunday from 8 to 11. And then we begin our fish fries on the 24th. Fish fries, due to the pricing of food, we moved that to $12 a meal and 5 and under free. And we'll probably continue to do that for the tenderloins as well.
Thank you, sir. All right, Finance Officer, Mike Barron's not in today, so Ron Tyne will be reading the finance numbers. Ron?
Post-finance notes, February 1st, 2023, checking, $24,324.19. Finances for January 2023, income, $7,971.69. Expenses, $4,792.78. That's a difference of positive $3,208.91. Major income. The Walter Werner Trust Fund, $1,923.83. Children's Trust Fund, $1,831.96. Hall rental, $1,475. Veterans Club, $1,000. Major expenses, energy at $1,149.62. Membership at $770.00. Snow removal of $500. Points of interest. Educational Trust Fund to be issued by Hills Bank. CD is a CD interest for 1 year. $1,957.62.
Thank you. Building Corporation, Gary?
For the month of January, our expenses were $576. Our income was $1,175. We have a balance 1 February, $19,595.
Thank you, Gary. Vets Club, David Glenn?
Commander, we met our obligations to the post in January, and were also able to add an extra $600. Our checking account is $14,537.42.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Burger night tomorrow night, is that correct, Dave?
That is correct. And if you bring your wives into one of the first 60, they will get a rose.
All right.
Does it have to be your wife?
I'm telling Mary, you said that.
It's not good to bring them both at the same time.
You get 2 roses.
All right, Service Officer, Leonard Olson?
Well, I've been doing a bunch of calling today and yesterday, and I leave a lot of messages because they never called me back. But anyway, a couple of individuals, you may not know him, I don't know if you know Arlen Blank, William. He's a 69-year member of the Legion, and I talked to his son, and his son says, you can come by, but Dad is not good enough to visit. Then I called Richard Nelson, talked to his wife, and I didn't talk to him because he can't hear. And he's 91, and he's got hospice helping. Then I made a visit over to Ken Bump, my monthly visit, he's Korean War. And then I stopped at the View and visited a veteran there, Richard Stenberg, you don't maybe not know him. But then the bar committee has been asking me, and I don't know if you know, that Myron Olson used to stop in here once a week. And he hasn't been in here for a couple of months. I called his place twice. So either tomorrow or Wednesday, he lives over at 44th Street. I'm going to go over and find out what's going on. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Olson, for everything you're doing with the calling and checking up on people. We appreciate it. Sergeant Arms?
Commander, as everybody knows, we do a lot of military honors for veterans' funerals, and frequently the post gets donations from the family because they appreciate it so much. But I thought this one needed a little special attention. I'm not sure how many here knew Keith Beersford, but his family gave us $500. We recently did the military honors at his funeral, so I thought I should mention that.
Thank you, sir. Looks like historian's not in today. Jim? Nope, don't see Jim. Nope. Kelly, I believe, is out as well. Boy State? Dean?
Commander, I am getting a new opportunity here, so we're going off. Mr. Crowley is having some mobility issues, so he won't be able to continue this on, but he provided some information. So where we're at right now is we currently have 2 candidates from Xavier, Linn-Mar, Marion Homeschool, and Cedar Valley Christian have all been sent a request for evaluation forms, if you will. We have, I believe, it's 3 that we can support this year from a funding perspective. So the plan is to go and gather the information from each of these schools, and then these are expected back in by the 24th of February. The week of the 27th is planned for an evaluation of the applications or the requests that come in. So immediately after this meeting, if you have a couple minutes and you're interested in participating in that, let me know. But that's what we're planning to do the week of the 27th, because by April 1st, we need to have them respond to the department with them doing the online registration. April 23rd, on a Sunday from 2 to 4 o'clock, we're going to hold the orientation, one of the district orientations here at this hall from 2 to 4 p.m. And Boy State actually will go on June 11th through the 16th at Camp Dodge in Johnston, Iowa. And that is it, and we'll keep working. I do need to send a special thank you out to Jerry Wegman for providing all of the info for the contact people. So I hope we have a good turnout, but we are going to go to an evaluation process, and it's going to be similar to the scholarship judging, because I don't want to go and just kind of, in years past, we've always said we can only have 3, but I think we need to get everybody involved, and so we're going to go and try this and get some documentation out there and see what we can do.
For those of you that don't know, real quick, Dean, for those of you that don't know, the fee went up this year for sending folks to Boy State, so we were lucky enough, and it all ties back into like the raffle that we did for the meet. Like that's, some of that money is going now because the fee did go up, but we're still going to cover the 3 people that we initially agreed to. So, you know, that, and I also appreciate you taking and stepping in and helping us out with this, Dean, I appreciate that. Oratorical, we're gonna have Ron report in for oratorical.
Real quick, just yesterday morning, matter of fact, we had the statewide oratorical contest in Des Moines. If you can imagine a room bigger, and they're just packed with people, and 3 high school kids getting up there. And she was the Lynn County winner. She's from Kennedy High School. Her name is Tori Pangia. It's P-A, yeah, I can't pronounce it. I mess it up every time I try to think. But she's going to national from here in Kennedy. And this is the second year in a row, second district has taken state. It's awesome. So she walked away from yesterday with $2,000 on her way to maybe get a lot more.
And what post sponsored her?
Thank you, Roger. Post 735. I want it.
Thank you. Legion Baseball and Scholarship. Rick?
Commander, as far as scholarships, why working with auxiliary, Amy Pizarnik, why we went ahead and distributed applications from the auxiliary as well as the Legion to 20 different schools. Now, obviously, a couple of the scholarships required for membership in the Legion, the auxiliary, or the SAL, so that particular application did not go to all of the 20 of the schools, but we did get that accomplished. And very surprisingly, we already have received one application in return. So usually it's the last couple of 3 days of the due date when they all come piling in, but already did receive one. And I thank Roger Norfolk very much for making sure all of the applications got on our website, which is something, as I found out the last couple of years, the majority of the people are finding out that way. But we do have the hard copy applications available here at the bar. So that's another area that if anybody here in this room is interested for their family members, why we do have those there available at the bar. And also thanks to Jerry Cleveland for making sure that they are available at the bar. So it's a team effort, and I really appreciate all the help that we got. With baseball, we are designated to be the host, one of the 2 hosts for the state baseball tournament, which will be held the first weekend of May 6th and May 7th. We will be partnering with the Swisher Post, and the teams will be represented here with our post from Linmar. The majority of the players, if not all of the players, will be part of Linmar, and with the Swisher Post, well, it will be Cedar Rapids Prairie. More details will be coming, obviously, but we are fortunate by hosting the state tournament that our team, as well as the Swisher team, will be represented at the state tournament. And along with that, more details will be coming as things are finalized. If you're wondering where the location for the tournament will be at, right now it is to be determined as far as what we will provide from the Marion Post. But Swisher did announce already that they will be holding their portion of it at the Cedar Rapids Prairie net. Thank you, Commanders.
Thank you. Scouts, Andy?
Commander, the Cub Scouts are ready and willing to go. I just got a request from Courtney, she's the head of the Scouts. She wanted to know if we had any more omelet breakfasts and tenderloin fries coming up. So I'll tell her we're going to have our omelet breakfast this Sunday, and they will be here. There was one that they didn't show up because they were on a camp out, and they were on a camp out in Wisconsin someplace in a submarine. So if there's any possibility that they can be here, they will be here. And I will ask them to help with the fish fries. If that's, I'm sure that's what we need.
Yeah, just a note about the fish fries. We're going to have the baseball team show up for a couple of those events as well. So we'll communicate, Mr. Cleveland will communicate out to you what's needed in advance.
Okay.
Once we get the dates back from the baseball team, that's what they normally do, come out for a couple events. But thank you, sir.
I'll talk to you after.
Say, Andy,
Yeah.
don't you have your blue and gold this month?
The blue and gold will be this Sunday right here. If you ever you want to come and just see what that's about, just show up. That's when they transfer some of the Cub Scouts into the Boy Scouts, and some of the Lions go to Cubs or whatever they are, but it's
That's the other word.
Cubs to Lions to something else. But we will see. Yep, and it's a neat thing. They,
What time is that on Sunday?
I think it's 3.
3.
Is there food?
Yeah, 3 o'clock's their normal time, and they will be here. I always let them in, but they're really good help, so that's all I have, Commander.
Thank you, sir. Sal report?
Okay, the minutes are read by John, they're approved. Robbie presented the financial report, approved. Roger Norfolk did present their updated current bylaws and constitutions to myself, and so I've got a hard copy of them. Last month they had 158 attend their breakfast, and they had 56 attend their chili dog night. Andrew Tyne requested funding for the Linmar AAU Red and Black Junior Baseball team. They have scheduled 6 tournaments and looking for funding. There were 3 levels of donation, $100, $250, and $500. The SAL went with a Grand Slam donation of $500. Colin brought up club improvement, and he at that time they'd like to place a TV over the Memorial Brick display case. At that time they were looking at a 75-inch TV. Well, somehow they got an 85-inch in there. So, yeah, that's the SAL.
Thank you. Riders? Roger Norfolk?
So the riders aren't riding yet. Got a little sweat, a little wet underfoot. We're hoping to see a lot of bikes out on the road now. I ask all of you to be careful about bikes because you don't expect them now. So here's comes somebody around the corner. It's a little icy. He's going to go a little wide. So please watch out for us because it's real easy for a bike to die as they're playing bumper cars. There was a riders meeting on Saturday that was the largest one that's been held at the department. I've been playing with the riders ever since they started here. Had about 65 people that showed up. It was really well run. There are a lot of good, positive things happening. I think that the riders at state level will have a much better opinion throughout most of the folks. We're raising a lot of money. We do a lot of good things. The only change we've had in our monies since last month was we had $10 in, $20 in dues paid in. We currently have $3,381.86 in our checking account. The legacy run's coming up, and the first run on it, and I don't know if you've ever heard that motorcycles refer to cars as cages. So the first cage run is being done over the route now, and as they can do the coordination for gas stops, imagine a gas stop for 300 motorcycles. You've got to have a lot of parking lot to get them off the road, to get them fueled, and then someplace they can park after that. Finding a place for them to stay, you got to have a lot of motels that go in. So there's an awful lot of coordination that will go on over the next month or so before they'll even announce where they're going to start it. Big things again. Last year we raised $1.16 million. It was a new record for us. And this year, all of the money raised last year, plus the interest, will be given out in scholarships. I can hardly wait to see that report from this year because it's going to be a fantastic amount of money that's been given out by them. That's still one of the primary things that we do in our riders group. And our meeting is this Saturday. You all are welcome to come join us. Where probably no one will ride in, and we have a few fools that might, but I'm sorry, people that are brave. But if you wanted to see what we do, we'll have a quick meeting. Jason here is our director. And we'll have a good time from that. We'll go eat someplace. You're welcome to join us and go eat. So, any questions of me on the riders? Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Norfolk. Unfinished business or old business? Anybody got unfinished business or old business? All right, we're gonna slide into new business. So, you heard Roger mention it earlier on that we did have midwinter this couple days ago, in fact. I'm gonna bring Roger up to talk about it. I just want to hit on one thing on new business before we get to there. So our post, you know, we're about 103 members away from hitting our quota this year. You know, it obviously gets a lot harder when you get closer to June and July. Pretty much after December, it goes down a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a giveaway for members who bring in a new member. So now until the April meeting, if you bring in a new member, we're going to put you into a pool, and then we're going to put the new member into the pool, and we're going to do two $50 gift cards, probably just, you know, to the gas station over there, but with two $50 gift cards for all new members that you bring in. So the person who brings them in, and then also the new member. And then I'll pull those winners on the April meeting. You know, we're 103 away, we're not too far away, it's definitely achievable. I'm going to bring a new member in myself so I can just keep the gift card for myself. So if nobody else wants to do one, that's fine. But it's our last big push. So I know everybody here knows somebody who is a veteran that lives in Marion, Cedar Rapids, that is not part of an American Legion. We really need to get this last push in to hit our numbers. Anybody got any questions about that? I will do an update next month, kind of tell you guys, and I'll put in the newsletter as well for March.
Is that a ticket for every person they bring in?
For every person they bring in, they'll get a ticket on the pool for them bringing them in. And then the person who brought, you know, obviously got brought in as well. Any other questions about that? We have a bunch of stuff going on, new business. I'm just going to mention a couple of them. We're very busy right now. It's the beginning of the year, so we're trying to get into planning what we're going to be doing this year. Two big things that we're going to be doing is we're going to do our open house again. We did our open house last year. I don't know if you guys remember that in May. We're going to be doing another open house. Right now it's tentative for May 13th. Our big goal for the open house, if we think back to what we tried to do last time, is we give these certificates of, what the heck is it? Commitment. Certificate of commitments. We give those away to local folks, local high schoolers that have committed to join armed forces. So we're going to be bringing in the recruiters and then working with bringing in those students again so we can give those away. It's open to the public. We have a committee put together for that. It's going to be open. We're going to do hot dogs, hamburgers, face painting. We'll do the blow up thing outside, and then a balloon person as well. So that's going to be tentative right now, May 13th. We're just making sure we cement down that time, and we're looking at from 12 to 3 p.m. for that event. The second thing that I want to mention is that we are going to be doing a military ball that's going to be open to the public, and our goal for that right now, it's sitting at around September is going to be the date. We're still trying to cement the time in September that we're going to do that. It's going to be a catered meal. You're going to purchase a ticket beforehand. You know, we're really shooting here to make it a very nice event. I don't know when's the last time our post has had something like that, but it's something that is extremely enjoyable, and it's a great honor to be able to bring that, you know, to our members and, you know, folks within our community. I do have a committee put together. If you're interested in being in the committee, please talk to me after we get done with this general meeting. I'll get you added to the committee. I'm pretty sure Roger doesn't know this yet, but he's going to run the committee. Roger Norfolk is. So we got a bunch of people that have volunteered for that. I really want to make this as big and as nice as we can make it. We have options on locations. We have some cool things that we can do. More to come in the future with that. Last thing I have, and then I'm going to promise we're going to move on. Midwinter was this weekend. I got into a conversation with Dyersville. Everybody knows where Dyersville is around here. Obviously, you guys know that Field of Dreams is located, and that's the closest post to Dyersville. Well, Dyersville has challenged our post to doing a softball game between the two posts. So I'm going to put together a softball.
But they don't own their post anymore, but they still use it, and it was not available on the night we needed it. So we checked with Vets Coliseum, they said, sure, come on down. So, and then we had an added incentive, I like to think it was anyway. I happened to be talking with the department commander about something, and I mentioned the county meeting, just in natural conversation. He says, "Hey, can I come?" I said, "Sure." He's had experiences going to post, and 2-3 people show up, and it gets to be a little expensive, so he wanted to meet as many people as possible in this area. So we put it out. We even invited people from other districts, and the whole district instead of just the county. And we got it right around 55, 60 people showed up. We had about, I think, what, a half dozen from our post, at least. And we had people from at least 4 districts, far away as north of Waterloo, over to the west at Victor, and of course the commanders from Deep River. So it was a good turnout. We had a good meeting, discussed several things. One of the biggest things was Post 727 in Cedar Rapids, which has been faltering for a number of years. And I know I tried to do something about it when I was district commander. Roger tried, and they've got members. They've got around 60 members now, but they don't have a full slate of officers because nobody wants to do it. So what I proposed at the meeting was that we get a cadre, so to speak, of volunteers to try to help recruit some people who will do something and get the post going again. I mean, we don't see it as competition. If somebody lives on the other side of Cedar Rapids or somewhere and they don't want to drive clear out here, we've got to get them in the Legion. That's the point of it, get them in the Legion. So that's kind of where we're going with this. We're not going to force anybody. We're looking at maybe 729 transfers if they want to join. But I think we have to be honest with them and tell them what the situation is. And if they don't want to go to 727, then perhaps we can get them for our post or some other post in this area. Oh, before I forget, we have 15 posts in Lynn County. We had 11 of them show up for this meeting. It was one of the best turnouts we've had for posts. So that's kind of where we're at. I did get about a half dozen volunteers from not only here, but the department commander said he was interested. Keep posted, he'll help. And a couple of other people from out of the district and some in the district. So we hope to get that going here real soon. I've got a couple of lists, see what we can do. That's kind of about it. The commander got up and told us about membership, of course. We were talking about we need 102. He's saying that Lynn County, or the second district has around 20,000 or more veterans that are not Legion members, somewhere in that vicinity. So they're out there. We just have to look for them and notice things like hats, car bumper stickers, etc. And, ask them if you get a chance. So that's, I think, kind of the report I have, Commander. It was one of the best county meetings we've had, and I hope we have more like it with our local participation, because a lot of districts don't have county meetings anymore. They've dissolved them, and I think they're important because it gives a chance all the posts in the county to get together and exchange ideas and maybe help one another. So, anybody, any questions, comments, or whatever? All right? I must have done a good job. Thank you.
Thank you, Commander. Just to reiterate, I think it was Lynn County was 20,000 veterans in Lynn County, and we have 1,100 members between our post and